Welcome everyone to the 2024 Cadillac Lyriq Sport 3 with Super Cruise. That is the official name of this vehicle here. And let's go on a drive because this thing is pretty interesting. It's the real first EV from the Cadillac brand, and it is also the first EV really that we've seen off of the GM Ultium architecture, aside from the Hummer EV, which is just a whole other level of crazy. This is a big vehicle for Cadillac. It kind of shows their future design of interiors, exterior design. We have unique switchgear now that's finally nice and feels good. Doesn't feel like used GM parts. Let's just take a quick tour of the exterior design before we go take this thing on a drive, because this one looks pretty cool. It's pretty much all blacked out outside. As it is a Lyriq Sport, plus it has these 22-inch blacked out wheels, which just look absolutely crazy looking. The design of the Lyriq is just very spaceship, very futuristic like already, and I think this blacked out finish really enhances it. Now for 2024 we have a kind of redesigned front end actually, and this car's already only been on sale in a year and they already redesigned the front fascia. It's simpler, cleaner. Actually I like it a lot better. It really just was the grille design they changed, and I love this glowing Cadillac emblem. I love all the lighting elements around this exterior. It just looks so cool. We have our charge port door on our driver's side. These 22-inch wheels here are absolutely massive, kind of with an aerofin style. We have, I believe we have 275 section 40R front tires, which are huge for an EV, honestly. And I guess you kind of need them for these absolutely massive wheels. We are rocking Michelin Primacy all-season rubber on here. Really cool fin style design. I just think the Lyriq looks absolutely epic. It's honestly one of my favorite new vehicle designs on the road, but we'll get into all the other nitty-gritty stuff. We now have pop-out door handles for 2024 and our infamous charging door here, which makes a funky sound opening and closing. Nice leather interior, really gorgeous door panels here. This AKG audio system with these huge metal speaker grills, wood trim everywhere, massaging seats with this little turn dial over here. You can see it will pop up on here to kind of control that stuff. Now it is a little bit rainy today, which I guess could help test out the windshield wiper system as well as the quietness of this cabin. But before we head off, let's dive into a few things here. So on our touchscreen control panel here, we do have different drive modes we have to talk about. So we have Tour, we have Sport, we have a Snow Ice mode, as well as a customizable My mode, which you can kind of configure a whole bunch of different things, which we press this little pencil icon here, and it will bring us the steering feel, brake feel, acceleration, the fake engine sound or motor sound, and then just the My mode configuration. There are no adjustable dampers on the Lyriq, I believe, as of right now. And you have little icons here which will tell you what's going on in between all the different systems, which is kind of fun, and it's only available while you're in park for safety reasons as well. We also have a one-pedal driving icon here, which pops up on various displays here, which is a nice touch. You can adjust your one-pedal drive as well. We also have this really fantastic paddle here for regenerative braking if you don't want to use one-pedal drive all the time. And I honestly use this a lot more because it's fun to play with. It works like a brake pedal. It's not just a simple paddle. You can adjust the pressure of pressing on it, which it's a really cool, fun feature on there as well. We have our gear selector here to put it in reverse, neutral, drive, and park, which is pretty easy to do. We have 360 cameras around us, which are okay. I think they could be better, and you can access them from the infotainment system by pressing camera there and other situations when you're not reversing. And obviously, since it's raining here, we do have wipers here. So we only have front wipers. We don't actually have a rear wiper, but thankfully this camera works fantastically, and you can clean the camera with a specific dedicated camera cleaning washer there, which is nice. But again, no rear wiper. Though we do have automatic wiper control, obviously, and they do work quite well. So no really complaints there. And let's set off in the Lyriq, pop it into drive here. Okay, let's head out onto the highway here in sport mode. A quick taste of this acceleration here from the 500 horsepower of this Lyriq. it definitely gets up and goes real quick. You can see all the water spraying all over the windshield there, but it's plenty quick. It's not like a potent kick, but plenty quick. So what is it like out here on the highway? Very quiet, very comfortable, very soft. It's a nice experience in here. And this, honestly, you guys are lucky. Of this course, this time when I'm filming, all of the rattles that I've been experiencing the whole week and creaks in this interior have just gone away for some reason, of course, but it is what it is with filming. So generally though, I do actually quite like the Lyriq. It's a really great town car, a livery car. Think of like those types of vehicles. It's not performance oriented, it's not very aggressive, and as like the first EV Cadillac, I think it is setting a bar and a standard for what we're going to be expecting from their models to come down the road. Now there is the whole other side of Cadillac, the V side of Cadillac, and we will definitely expect to see that sub-brand of Cadillac get their hands on the Ultium GM platform and make it stiff and make it drive good and handle well. But this is not meant to be that type of vehicle right now. This is erase the V out of your mind, erase performance vehicles out of your mind. This harks back to the days of just luxury, gliding, comfortable cruising of the Cadillac, and that really even points into the suspension of this thing. It just floats and kind of glides over the road, and it really is a nice experience as a passenger and driver in this cabin here. And you have a lot of nice luxury amenities in here. Like I said, we have this massage feature here, which isn't really a true massage. It really just kind of moves all the lumbar bladders around, but it is nice to have. The seats themselves could be a little more comfortable. There's really no support really on them at all. It's very flat, straight seat back over here, and I guess it may not be comfortable for everyone's kind of back situations as well, but again, it's just a comfortable luxury vehicle where you kind of just sit in it, let it take you around. It's quiet, and I love that. And we also have Super Cruise on this particular Lyriq, and it's really interesting to test out Super Cruise here, especially in the rain. And honestly, Super Cruise has been one of my favorite driver assistance systems on the market right now. I loved it in the Cadillac CT5 I drove back in November, and I love it here as well. And it pops up with that steering wheel icon on the dash here when it is available to be using. I'm going to pop it back into tour mode for you guys right now. When that icon is on, it means you can activate Super Cruise, and it's a quick little press of the button here on the steering wheel. Very simple and easy to use, and there's a lot of roads now, hundreds of thousands of miles, I believe, of roads that can use Super Cruise, as GM is constantly mapping it, and more and more vehicles are kind of inputting data back to GM on different deactivation conditions and all the other reports that can help to only improve the software going forward, which I really, really like. So we can see the steering wheel icon popped on here. Super Cruise is unavailable, no road information. That's what happens when there isn't road information on Super Cruise. But when it does set on, we have this really cool green indicator, and it just works gloriously. With the camera here, it's watching my eyes the whole time, and legally, I'm allowed to take my hands off the wheel until it starts blinking at you. Like on some of these 2-lane roads, not all of it's completely mapped. Sometimes, as you can see here, deactivated for a second. In other cases, it works really flawlessly on big highway interstates. It just keeps going, and it will alert you with the vibrations in the seat, flashing lights when it's going to deactivate. So it's not going to just be, oh my god, you don't have any more cruise control in the vehicle. So let's see, it says take vehicle control now. This just because this road isn't really mapped out completely as a full-on highway is. So now that we're in a more, I guess, city-style environment, how is the Lyriq like to drive? Well, it is pretty comfortable, actually. The Lyriq is luxury focused. Steering input's very, very light, soft, not a lot of feedback going there, and I absolutely love this paddle here because it's not a click. It actually feels like a brake pedal. It feels like there's like a hydraulic booster behind it that you're pressing on, and you can control the regen with this. So I'm driving with one pedal driving off here. You can quickly activate that with this button that's always on the screen here. So now my one pedal driving's on. If I take my foot off the accelerator, you can see we come to a stop. You can control that with the accelerator. Everyone's very used to that. This I happen to really like, because I don't always like to drive with one pedal driving on, especially when you're on a highway. You kind of just want to keep cruising, let it coast, turn on Super Cruise or something. One pedal driving isn't really the best there for efficiency. This is fun to play around with, even around traffic. So what you can do is you can, let me get into a lane where this is safe here to do. So let's say I want to come into like a more complete stop. I can just fully hold down this pedal, and it acts like if it's one pedal driving, we can come to a complete stop. But the fun thing about this is, just like a brake pedal, you can control how much force it's going into. So you can slightly press on it, you start slowing down gently. The harder you press, the more aggressive the regen is. And I think that's such a cool feature. I find myself with my hand always on the wheel because I always want to use it, which I guess is also a good safety plus thing, to keep your hands on the wheel at all times. I have to say, it's pretty quiet inside the Lyriq as well, especially on highways and around city driving. We have, I believe, laminated glass and everything around you, lots of noise insulation. And with this EPA audio system, Cadillac has developed this kind of active, advanced noise canceling system here to kind of cancel out outside outside vibrations, sounds, whistlings and things, tire noise, to help you feel really insulated in here. And you can see here in here that I'm not speaking very loudly whatsoever, and it's still a very quiet, comfortable cabin. So I think they did a really good job on that as well in the Lyriq. Slightly uphill. Like I said, it gets up to go really, really quickly. But this Cadillac, at the end of the day, is meant for luxury. And with the larger wheels on this particular sport model, I think it might hamper that luxury just a little bit. I think they look absolutely epic, but they're huge with thinner profile tires, and this suspension I think is generally quite good at being a luxury, comfortable suspension until you hit some broken, rough pavement. I don't mean like big like dips and dives in the road. I mean like those really rough roads. If you live in like New York or I guess Michigan, in that area, these wheels just don't get them. You're going to want to go with a smaller wheel with a thicker sidewall tire, because I can tell that all the kind of jitteriness from that part of the road is coming straight from those wheels and shooting straight into the suspension. And you don't really necessarily feel it. I think it's well damped out, but those wheels are definitely causing some unnecessary movements into the suspension that I think could otherwise be hampered out. Generally though, really have been pleased by this suspension setup in terms of its luxuriness. Now, in terms of handling and dynamics, that's not what this car is about. And you know, coming into these corners, even just like this, you feel the weight. It's like 6,000 pounds almost. It's heavy. And you feel all those pounds, and there's a lot of lean and body roll. It's not to the point where it feels unstable of a vehicle whatsoever. It's controlled, but it's there and you notice it. It's a cushy suspension. It likes to soak in the body into those corners. I mean, not in a way that's dynamic, fun, or sporty. And I think some people I've seen a lot of complaints about that in reviews, and I think some people forget that this is a luxury focused Cadillac. It's not a performance car. It's not meant to be a performance car. It's not meant to be a sporty car. There's allegedly a higher performing V variant of the Lyriq coming. That probably will be what those people are looking for. But when you understand that what this car is, those complaints kind of go away. And I think at that point it does pretty well. It reminds me of like a town car, of like a ground tourer, a livery car, an airport car. It's comfortable, it has a space, it's quiet, and it just does all that luxury stuff very, very well. People moving, that's its main focus. It's a Cadillac, a real Cadillac at the end of the day, a luxury Cadillac.